This tea plant looks like an artist might have spent some time creating it with all its colorways and brush strokes. This is actually the lower part, and the plant is taller. But another very nice specimen. A perfect camouflage for an animal. It's nice and green and blends in. This is down on one side of the koi pond. We have a lot of tea plants here. The artist who designed this one couldn't make up his mind, so every leaf is a different color. Here's another tea plant, which come in many different color forms and shapes and sizes. I really like this one. It's really compact. It's in morning shade, and it gets like afternoon sun. It's nice and full and dense, which is quite a different form than what they usually are. This was planted about 3 years ago in soil that I amended with all of my compost and my amendment mixtures. It's growing here in the shade with a pseudoranthemum that's sort of pink behind it. They also come in many different colors, and this is not very dense. I think it might like a little bit more sun. But the tea plants are just gorgeous, and it's at the sort of the edge of a border here, and so I like the border plants. Or how about a Picotee edge, green with a pink border? Stems are nice because they are red. Just red, anyone? Red with splashes. So red is the background color on this one. Little highlights of different brush strokes here and there. A very rich color on this tea. Just glossy and colorful, and this one's reasonably short. Nice, big, fat, rounded leaves. In some tea plants, the colors are similar, but the leaves are slightly different shape. These are more elongated. We have one similar coloring to this, but the leaves are more rounded. A smaller version of a tea plant is this one with its stripes and colors. Sort of unique in its coloration. It's not very tall. This one's been here about a year. It's in dappled shade, nice and dense. So this is just another one with very nice coloration. And I don't think any of them are the same. So you can choose your favorite. But they're spectacular. It's not a philodendron, it's a tea plant. Looks very similar to the colorations in a philodendron. That's very pretty. It's like this tea plant can't make up its mind what color it wants to be. Multi-branched, anyone? This one was probably broken off at some time. And so it's got a double shoots coming out on this actually really tall plant. Some taller teas as a background in the landscape. Continuing the sea of tea, this is a long bank because the pond is large, so there was a lot of dirt removed to establish it, and since it's on a slope, the fill was used to build up this bank, also as a big container type thing to hold the pressure of all of the water from the pond. Here's a very dark, sort of red form. A lot of these came from a friend who was thinning out his hedge of tea plants. So we just brought them over and took some of the bottom leaves off and stuck them in the ground. And you would never know they hadn't been properly rooted and babied. They just grew. Lots of leaves, and they didn't lose many leaves, so they are one tough plant. Standing back from one of the borders with the tea plants in the background. They're just so nice and they fit right in with the landscape, make a nice background. Smaller teas of the same kind planted together tend to make a nice statement. And they don't get overrun by the larger ones that are up here in the background. some of these tea plants are older than the others, but they were just stuck in the ground as sticks with leaves on them, and they've grown. Looking at the bank of tea plants from down below, an alternanthera, which is like uh, Mexican spinach or something like that, that you can eat it, or some people call it the cholesterol plant. If you eat a few leaves each day, it's supposed to be good for your cholesterol level. It's not particularly appealing as far as taste is concerned. Lots of different ones in here. Nice little one there. Very few bugs bother the tea plants. The leaves get old and fall off, but it's sort of self-cleaning.